What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah.
CB myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need a hit of traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One set.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome back to another episode of the One Set Podcast. I'm Jim Green, along with my best friend, my co-host, Anthony Irvin. Anthony, what is going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Another week, another day in the life. I thought I was starting my job this week, and they pushed us another week. So I guess some of the people, because there's 4 people, 3 including me, that are starting all together on this this job. So I'm assuming that since they were pulling everybody a week later, I assume maybe 1 or 2 people couldn't start this week. So they're like, yeah, we want everybody to start together.
So they're not going to start orientation for you guys, like, 2 here, 2 there. Yeah, that makes sense.
So they didn't want it to kind of have like, okay, 1 people are like a week ahead and everything. So it's fine with me. I mean, I get 1 more week to kind of just chill out, do anything I need to do around here, just get back into the rhythm. So, we're shooting this on our a very rare, but getting back to shooting at night. We haven't shot at night in almost like 6-7 months, it feels. But so it's different environment. Oh, Jesus, God! I was at the Sixers game on Saturday for anybody, but every time they're cutting the kids on the cam, they're like 6, 7, and everybody's like, oh my God, like, and so I can't. But it's been enough this week to kind of just really get back into the rhythm, and I'm trying to get back into a better sleep schedule. But all in all, like I've been saying, it's going to be fun to get back into the 9 to 5, get into a better rhythm of going back to work and everything. But
I just gotta stop to remind you for a second, because we shot episode 200 this past weekend, so we are shooting 199 after the fact, and which on episode 200 you actually let everyone know about the new job. So you're talking like everybody already knows this stuff right here.
Exactly. Yeah. So you guys, I'll assume, you guys will probably know more about it in the next episode. Right. But so I did get a new job, thankfully, but the episode you'll see of me talking about it, I'll be starting in that week. I thought I was already be having about a week of it already into it, but after shooting it, had a couple things, so a little outdated with it, but whatever. Whatever.
I just wanted us to be together for episode 200, and it was like,
absolutely,
it
had to be in person.
It had to, and I was just glad that I called it and was like, dude, we got, like, because we were only at like 198 at that time, or about to do 198.
Yep.
I think you took care of 198, right? Everything is a blur right now, dude. I do apologize.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, because especially since I got the offer, it's just been like, okay, what do I got to do? What I got to do here? What this, and like getting this all signed, that all signed. It's just been the last like 2 weeks have kind of just been like, okay, get ready to get back into this. What do I got to do here to get everything kind of shaped up so that everything's kind of batting down around here, and getting things ready for Christmas, because we're trying to do all this stuff. But
so you were hustling to get ready, like to kind of dot I's and cross T's at home before starting your job this week.
Yeah.
Now that you didn't start your job this week, like, you just chilling, or you kind of just like you got?
Today I really just relaxed.
It's
and
good.
Kind of just and it's very rare for me to just take a day and just like not do nothing. I always feel bad to just sit and do nothing, because I'm always feeling like I feel like I should do something, but I'm like, I don't have to. Well, let it go.
The guilt kind of settles in.
Yeah, like, because I'm so used to just doing something around the house or do something personal for me, whether it's like studio work or anything. I mean, I was helping one of my old clients master some of his other songs on his album, which is coming out next week, which will be the 200th episode week.
Hey,
So he's gonna finally be putting out his stuff, and so I was mastering the rest of his stuff and getting that to him. So that's been a little bit of extra tasks thing on my end, but I didn't really have anything to do today, so I kind of just lounged around, watched a movie, took a nap, and which I rarely do during the day. So I'm like, dude, I don't have anything to do. I just let myself go and passed out for an hour or two. And
dude, I hate naps. I hate them. I hate when I do take a nap and I like it.
Jen is all about taking naps when she can. Me, I'm like, I'll sleep at night. I was never really a fan of naps.
That's how I am.
And unless I am very, very, very tired and, just being like the dad thing, I'll just sit down on a couch now and I'll be like,
yeah, dude,
but if it's not that, I'm just like, I don't really go to sleep. If anything, I'll just wait till tonight.
Yeah.
I feel there's always something I can be doing.
I was a firm believer in that because I always felt like if I took a nap during the day, that I would have trouble sleeping at night. And I was like, if I just power through
off my whole day.
If I just power through the day, I'll sleep better tonight.
Especially those days like before kids, like we would go home and we would have like a long day and we would just it'd be like 3-4 o'clock. We would take a nap but like it's like daylight savings time, which we're in right now. You would go to sleep at like 3, you wake up at 6 and it's totally dark.
It's pitch
and you're like,
black,
wait,
yeah.
what? Like, what? Did I like sleep throughout the night? And it's only 6. And it throws out the rest of your evening. Then you got to, go up and you're watching TV and they're like, oh, okay, it's like 11, 12 o'clock. Then I guess I'm going to go to bed now.
The worst is waking up at 6 p.m. from a nap and thinking it's 6 a.m. the next day. And you're like, oh my God, that is the worst thing, dude. I mean,
I've had that many times. Just the TV's still on. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, oh, okay, it's 6 p.m., not a.m.
I haven't had one of those in a long time, but I used to have them a lot. And I'll jump into that kind of stuff more after episode 200, kind of because I kind of talk about the thing, which y'all catch in the next episode. But I will say I get home from school mostly between 2 and 2:15 now, and like I'm not doing the teach till 5:15, 5:30 on Mondays, and Tuesdays I start at 4. So today, being it's Tuesday, and I got in right at 2:15. I ate 8. I try to finesse like eating right when I get in so I have time to digest before I get ready. It's like 3:15, 3:20. Next thing I know, it's 3:40 and I gotta leave. I gotta be in my car in like 5 minutes. I had like some of my stuff together. So I'm like,
and Tuesday nights you're teaching in where? Aston or
Tuesdays in Wilmington.
Wilmington, okay. So it's not a far drive, but enough where like, okay, I got to get in my car.
It's like the fact that I was a couple minutes early today was just like by grace that like the traffic lights were kind.
Yeah.
And I didn't run into traffic getting on 95, like on the highway.
Right.
But I also like, I really have to have coffee going in to teach now because I'm getting up between 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning. So I get a cup of coffee in the morning between 7:30 and 8:30. I sip on it for the first hour of class.
Yeah.
And then I have to have one going in to teach, which it's like, that's also like a game of risk where it's like, if I drink it really fast, I'll be wired and then I'll crash at the end of my teaching shift.
Gotcha.
If I nurture it and I'm sipping coffee until 7, 8 o'clock, I'm awake at midnight, dude. Like, and it's bad because I'm chasing 6 hours of sleep on school nights, especially going further into the middle of the week. It's like, I mean, you can speak more to it than I can about like getting to Thursdays and Fridays and feeling like I just got to get through this day and then it's the weekend, right? Like, just feeling like the rundown of the whole week catching up to you kind of thing.
It'll definitely feel weird because I've been out of the Monday through Friday gig for like a year now. Well, I can't really say because I was still doing Monday through Friday before I went on shift.
It's been 6 months though, right?
It's been a good 6 months since like May of doing like the split shift of like Wednesday to Saturday, Thursday to Saturday, where I didn't have to worry about like it was either a 3-day or a 4-day. But even then it was still like, okay, one more day, get me to the Saturday, because Saturday was like the Friday. So, but it'll be interesting to
readjust to that,
to the Monday through Friday and being like, okay, middle of the week, you get the Thursday, okay, one more day, and I mean, it's all going to be new to me, but but I think once you get into that rhythm of like getting back into work and everything, it'll just be like, okay, middle of the week, this week's dragging, let's get me to Friday, get to the weekend, got something going on this weekend you're looking forward to, type of thing. So yeah.
So with school being Monday to Thursday, if there's a holiday on a Monday, which like most holidays are observed on Mondays, right? Except for Thanksgiving, that's like always on a Thursday.
Right.
So we have to go to school on Black Friday. As far as I know, we have school on Black Friday, which like I've been meaning to ask someone and check, but it's just like this week my teacher is on vacation, so we have a sub in. So we thought it was going to just kind of be like a free-for-all kind of week. Mm-hmm. The sub that they have in is a night teacher. So he's like legit teaching us, and like my class is kind of resisting it because they thought they were coming into the week thinking they didn't have to do much, but it's like, no, this guy's actually trying to teach us, and like there's definitely resistance there, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, this guy's going over stuff that we learned back in September, so it's review for me. I'm going to benefit from it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't want to talk too much on the school thing because I'm so early in, but as we get further towards my ending of school, which is in like a year and a half, I'm going to talk more and more and more about it. So I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be here before we know it, dude. And I couldn't even believe, again, going back into what we were talking about last week for the next episode, but like, couldn't believe, I thought you were already like maybe like 2 blocks in, but you're saying, no, I'm about to go into 4. I'm like, Jesus, like and it's only been, really 3-4 months now that you've really been in it. So it's going by so quick.
I have finished 2 blocks and 1 full week of my 3rd one. So
right.
I'm not starting my 4th block until December 8th, but still
right.
like that's
Whoopsie.
Gonna be here so fast, dude. Like,
yeah, man,
we're all looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm like, we're going to be learning so much stuff. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, bam, we got to sign up and take our first big exam, which I talk about what I'm going to school for in 200, and I want to save it for that. Like, I don't want to talk too much about that. But yeah, since I actually go into what I'm going to school for in episode 200, after that, I'll be able to like talk about it a little bit more freely.
Yeah.
Now that it's all, I didn't want to talk about it because something in the back of my mind was like, something's going to go wrong. I don't know why. I'm just a little paranoid because like this is such a big thing for me. But anyway, dude, I gotta say, do you like trail mix?
I haven't had trail mix in a minute, but if there is a bag of trail mix hanging around and nobody has claimed it, I'll take it.
Dude, for me, it's got to have the M&M chocolate in it, right? Like,
oh yeah.
If it's trail mix and it's missing that, I'm like, miss me. I don't need it.
Yeah, it has to have at least some chocolate. Like, if not, I know there's been ones that, if not like the chocolate M&Ms, there's just been like dark chocolate like things in there.
Yep.
It has to have some chocolate. There, I know there's ones that usually have like the Cheetos, and then like a pretzel and almost like a Cheez-It type thing,
and a raisin type bit. Yeah,
and then they had like a little skinny bag trail mix thing at my last job, and I tore those up at least once or twice a day if I didn't really have anything else to eat. And they had these like little yogurt circle things. It was like covered in yogurt, and it might have been like like raisinette type thing covered in yogurt. Like, and
So-
they were awesome.
Raisins covered in yogurt are fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to say something else, but I have it reserved. So,
And then
this-
like the little crouton things that they usually have in there too.
yeah.
Like those flatbread crouton things, those are bomb too.
So this one has peanuts, raisins, cocoa gems, almonds, and cashews. This is Mountain Trail Mix, which I believe we got at Aldi. But the reason I wanted to break it out is I wanted to talk about this disrespectful thing, the disrespect of having
Here we go.
this much of anything left ever in a
Mhm.
bag, because that is not one serving left. Who did that? I'll tell you who did it. I did that. Okay. And I'm mad at myself that I only have this little bit left, because I'm staring at this like I'm gonna eat this and still be hungry no matter what. I'm so upset.
Yeah, because you can eat a good amount of that and still feel, like you need a little something.
Yeah, I will eat a bunch of trail mix and then be like, I definitely ate more of it than I should have. Not because I feel full, but because it was way too many servings of like the stuff that you shouldn't have, right? Like,
Yeah.
here we are talking about healthy things, right? How old are we?
Well, almonds are really, if you're talking healthy, almonds are really good.
This is not that bad. And again, we're talking foods and healthy eats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not that bad. It's got like 9 grams of fat total. It says 12% of your daily value. Serving size is a quarter cup. Do you know, like, if you look at something,
I don't even I just take a handful and throw it in my mouth. I don't even know if my hand is worth a half a cup, but yeah, me coming from me, who as a guy who used to measure everything and track all his calories, I barely even do any of that anymore, which I need to get back to. But yeah, with that trail mix, I would just take a handful, throw it in my mouth, and just have a heyday.
I will take 5 handfuls at least of trail mix. And
Yeah.
it's just so good, dude, especially if it's got the right chocolate in it, like we were saying. All these other numbers on here are really not bad. Like, calorie wise, I want the protein value to be a little higher, obviously. Like, that's what we look for, right?
Yeah.
Dudes. The sodium.
Yeah, usually if you're thinking like protein, it is a high fat type of snack,
but it's a healthy kind of fat.
But
right?
yeah, you're gonna get some decently good healthy fats in there. Carbs, again, I always say you're gonna find carbs no matter what in any type of food.
You need carbs to burn energy. Like, as long as you're
fine, because it's either unless you're having just regular like lean meats and stuff, or something that's like oatmeal, like the extra protein, but everybody else is like, is it really extra protein, or is it just put on the box to make a selling point?
I feel like those are worse for you. Like, I feel like things that are labeled high in protein value are actually like, I
always take it as like, oh, it's just probably filler. But
yeah, I have the Yuka app, which Chris DiStefano and Bert talk about. I was telling you about it, and I scanned the barcodes, and it just tells you out of 100 if it's good. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do this right now.
Do that. And I downloaded that when you told me about that, and I opened it a couple months ago because I was going through my phone and I'm like, what's this app? I totally forget. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this is the thing you scan the food on, and it got me to scan a couple foods again. So it was funny you said that, because I have those times where you download all these apps and you totally just use it for a couple days and you forget about it. It was one of those times, and I looked at it and I'm like,
you get into a busy weekend, and then you get to Monday and you're like, you kind of just totally forget about it. I have done that.
And then you just look at it like, what the hell is this app? What was I? And you look at it, I'm like, oh, okay. Then it reminds you what you're like, okay, because Chris DiStefano and then all this stuff. Yeah. So
guess out of 100 where it's sitting.
68.
Okay, let me preface you with, for me saying it's really not that bad, this app don't like it. Okay. So go somewhere 0 to 50, or
okay. So I was too high. Okay. 35.
So 30, and it says
Okay.
poor. And let's see what the breakdown is. Okay. A risky additive, and it tells you what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you what the high risk additive is, will you like, do you know ingredient stuff like on the science end like that, or not really?
It depends on what it is.
You're just like, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it, right? Like,
that's what they always say. On the
that's kind
ingredients.
of
If you can't pronounce or say like what they have in the ingredients, you probably shouldn't eat it. But
yeah. I mean, for me, I literally just try to balance it with, like, if I eat like a meal that has unhealthy stuff in it, I try to be better the rest of the day. Or if I was really good for most of the day and I have kind of a crappy dinner, I don't feel bad about it. Like,
in moderation. That's my thing. And even now, like, just trying to think of myself. Talk about it more next week. But I've been really thinking of what you just said. Like, I got me and Jen Chick-fil-A today, so it's a matter of like, it's Chick-fil-A's not like unhealthy, but it's not healthy.
It's not the sloppiest fast food you can get.
It's the better fast food that I feel you can get.
I have to agree.
Rather than going to like McDonald's and Wendy's, I feel you can get a better, healthier option at Chick-fil-A, because they have like the chicken sandwiches and the grilled chicken nuggets. The grilled chicken sandwich is what I mean.
Yeah.
And then the grilled nuggets.
The grilled nuggets are good.
They really are.
I like them.
And, you know, the last time I substituted my, my fries for the nuggets, and then I got the grilled chicken sandwich. This time, since the last 2 times I went, I got the healthier option. This time I went with my traditional number one. Always hits the spot. And, but yeah, I always feel that that's a better option. But, I know you're not going to get the biggest amount of like protein in that. So later on in that day, I just had a good helping of like some, egg whites, and got a decent amount of protein in, so that was able to counteract and kind of boost up my protein for the day with all the other stuff that I usually eat. And I didn't really eat a lot of candy today, which was good. So I'm trying to cycle that, at least maybe just have one serving of that instead of one during the day, one in the afternoon, one at night, trying to just cycle that. And like, if you don't think about it, then that's good.
Yeah, for me, it's like, this stuff is my candy. It's a 30 out of 100. It's not great for you. So I'm kind of like, if this is the worst thing I eat in a day, it's got the chocolate in it, which I was raving about earlier, right? Like, and it's just like, I think the worst part about it is you have to floss after you have freaking trail mix, dude. It's all up. It's like Oreos cookies, dude. Like, they're so good, but I'm like, dude, now I gotta go floss and brush my teeth. And sometimes it's just not convenient to brush.
That's why I usually
eating.
Prefer having like the creamy peanut butter over having peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'll have a handful of peanuts and they'll get stuck in my teeth. Then I'm like, with my tongue trying to get it out of my teeth for the next 15 minutes. Then I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm going to brush my teeth. And for me, like, I'm very anal, like with my molars, because I have like that side molar. So if something gets caught in there, I'm very anal. I want to try to get it out, because if it it just sits there, blah blah blah.
Yep.
So I just always make sure that everything back there is clear and clean, so that I don't have to worry about anything getting really interrupted back there. But that's why I love trail mix, but in the same way, it's like,
you haven't had it in a minute because of that, right?
That, and just it hasn't really popped up in my repertoire of like foods. But now that you said it, I might have to do it before I go to work this week. I might have to pick one up this week.
Or pick one up and put them in your lunch to take with you. And for me, because I sit in my car and I eat on lunch at school, and because we get like 45 minutes for lunch, so I'll go out in the car, sit. I'll either listen to some tunes, listen to a podcast, or I'll call and check in with my mother, or my dad actually called me today.
Mm-hmm.
And I will eat, and then right before I have to go in, I'll brush my teeth and floss, like just right then and there, because I'm like, I'm not risking having
Whoopsie.
in my teeth, like just food
Yeah.
all up in there, and then going in and trying to act all serious about bettering my life, and I've got a mess up in my mouth, right? Like,
Yeah,
just-
I have a dentist appointment coming up next month, so I'm pretty blessed in the fact that I never really, and even my parents never really had a lot of teeth issues. So I've been very blessed that I don't have to really be very regiment with my teeth. If I skip a day or two, which is probably not the best, but if there happens to be a day or two where you don't brush your teeth, I'll make sure to brush it 2 times that day to make up. But I've been very blessed the fact that I've only had like 1 or 2 fillings, but never like cavities or
dude,
I've never had any major, now that I'm knocking on wood right now, I've never had any major tooth surgeries.
well,
Other than the fact that my molars are kind of having that little issue that I've talked about, but I've never had to have any like major issues with my teeth.
yeah, I have had a root canal. I had a tooth cavity overtake the tooth. Okay, it's not great.
Yeah.
But I still remember, and I know I've talked about this on here at least once with you. Like, we were at your place. I think it was for, I want to say it was for one of little Anthony's birthdays. It might have been his 2nd birthday. That sounds about right. Your dad was literally just saying, like, your health begins with what you put in your mouth and your dental hygiene. I will never forget him saying that, because I literally sat there and wanted to crawl inside myself and just be like, oh my God, my dental health is terrible. It's honestly not that bad. It's like,
Right.
It could be way better, but I've seen people with way worse. Like, my teeth are not perfectly straight, but they're not mangled, which I'm
and when I say
grateful
dental
for.
health, I'm not talking about like having teeth that are like gaggly and all that. It's just more like having
No cavities,
proper,
really.
no cavities, no
no
major
gum-
like
no
root
gum
canal
disease.
surgeries, like you're ripping out teeth because this and that. But not, and like Jen's the total opposite from me. Like, she is structured with her teeth, brush in the morning, brush at night, floss, this and that, because with her, I think she does have not problems, but she does get cavities more easily than I do.
So her teeth are more susceptible to
So she has to make sure that she
damage,
brushes every day and flosses. So where I can, I'm not as regimented, and she's like, I'm like always the fact that I wish that I was more, but usually when my appointment comes up, usually about a month or month and a half that I know, I'm like, all right, let me get back into just make sure that I'm brushing a little more regularly, so then when I go there, they're not digging the hell out of my teeth and everything.
Yeah, I will say, I never really thought of being a hairdresser as like a nasty job until I thought about, like, okay, but there are people out there with really like bad scalps, like just like really not good on that front, and like people having to get their hair washed kind of thing, and like the things that you might find in people's hair. Then I was
can only imagine.
I was like a little skeeved about that.
Right.
But dude, working at the dentist, I would have to, my sister was a dental assistant there for years.
And I'm sure she has had stories that like
of the food,
Mhm.
the food that's stuck in people's teeth flying out and up onto her. Yeah. I mean, they wear, the face
protective
mask
stuff, but
yeah, they do. But like, just watching that stuff come out, I can't imagine the horror stories that people have. Yeah.
Get out of my room.
But yeah, dude, other than this little tangent that we went off on, like with food and like healthy things and stuff, and we can do this super fast. I was on my way home from teaching Friday night, and I was like, did I miss anything on wrestling? And you basically told me that Drew McIntyre got suspended by Nick Aldis.
Yes.
And before that, paralleled on Raw is not right before that, but you had Braun Breaker having to turn over the title to Adam Pearce, and they were like really driving at some major dissension there, and it was like, oh, are they gonna go? Are they gonna go? And I'm like, all right, they're trying to keep the shows even with both shows having dissension with like the general managers type thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me that like we had Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin for as long as we did. And that was like the major feud that kind of overdrove. That was the feud that really drove the Attitude Era, right?
100%. Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Authority with like Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and, you know, Corporate Kane and all of them.
Yeah.
And every time that we're in that, for as long as we're in it, we're like so over it. It's like, I'm so over it. Like, I wish they would just get rid of this. Like, just give us good quality wrestling TV.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like every time they're in like a pinch of something, they always think, oh, okay, just do like the suspension thing just to, you know, get them off TV or something, or do some, like in Braun Breaker's case, like, you know, he was carrying around the belt rather than, you know, what's like another kind of creative way. Let's just, he's obviously not his, let's just strip it away from him because he obviously doesn't deserve it. But,
right.
You know, trying to make the general managers have some type of input into it where they're more of just a mouthpiece to just, you know,
get
say,
the
okay,
storylines moving along.
Get the storylines moving along. Now it's more like they're kind of starting to be again part of the storylines, but not really. But, you know, they're putting their name out there for that reason. You know, if anything, you wouldn't really know their names if they weren't like sticking into the storyline as much as they are.
Yeah, it really made me feel like maybe that is what's missing in today's wrestling. That would, it's hard to say because like 2 years ago, wrestling was hitting a stride again. That was like, oh my God, we're gonna get the next Attitude Era like boom in professional wrestling where it's gonna be huge again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, maybe that's the one thing that really is missing. But also, like, what if they pull the trigger on it? It doesn't. It doesn't quite hit home, and then it's like, man, that just fell flat. That was stale. Like, I don't know. I feel like we've been out of like that authority bit with Triple H so much that it's like the GM stuff with Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. I was like, for me, it's like either kick it up a notch or just keep them backstage or just keep them to making the announcements. I don't know.
Yeah.
Outside of that. Unless you had anything else to comment on that specifically.
I was just going to say, I think, and I don't know, just kind of speculating off of what you're saying, I think it has a lot to probably do with the TKO stuff, but I highly doubt TKO is going to be leaving with the WWE anytime because they obviously have a grip on the UFC and WWE at this point. But I think TKO is trying to change WWE where Hunter was doing such great work before this thing that I think a lot of his, inputs have been either, squashed or he doesn't have as much say anymore since
right?
So where before TKO, he probably was, if not the number one, he was one of those two or three to be like, yeah, let's do it this way. Where now TKO comes in and his thing is just dropped down in that totem pole.
Yeah. Where
you have probably a handful of people now, and he's probably pushed out of maybe the top 5, where he still has some of a say, but he's not the last person or the last person to be given the say on that. He still has to go through a couple people. So I do think TKO is still trying to figure out and, where a lot of these things go. And I think Hunter's just in this bubble of like, I want to try to keep WWE the way it is, but I need to make these people happy as well and the business happy. And then the people, because if these people aren't happy, so he's trying to make a whole bunch of things work where, I think he just has a lot on his mind. And I feel bad for him because
you got to feel for the guy, right? Yeah.
Because he was running it really, really good. And I think once that TKO thing happened, it slowly just started to like mingle. Like, okay, there's obviously been a shift in, the who has the say in what's really been going on.
It almost feels like Vince McMahon knew Triple H was running and having such a great time with it that he was like, yeah, I'm going to sell the business to a company that's basically going to tell him he can't do all of the things that he wants to do. It's like heel Vince McMahon wins again, dude. Like, it's
right.
It's terrible.
Like, yeah, Vince was just like, even though he left after TKO was with Hunter and Vince, but Vince had to know something was coming up, and he's like, I'm out of here. I'll let Hunter deal with it.
Yeah, but at the same time, he saw Hunter, because I think Vince was kind of under the radar about this. Like, I think that the accusations were starting.
Yeah.
And then he stepped away. Triple H was full control.
Right.
Vince sold to TKO. And then the whole thing just went absolutely haywire. And then that's when Vince was basically totally removed, right?
Right. And there's just one more thing. I know we got to get out of here, but I'm not sure if you saw this rumor. But supposedly, and this is coming in with TKO, this is why it's kind of mingled in with it. But I saw somewhere that TKO is looking to get rid of or rename a lot of the pay-per-views that have been named by Vince McMahon. So renaming WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. So they're trying to just continually erase Vince out of WWE. So like renaming all these major PLEs. I've heard it a couple times. I'm not sure if it's totally true, but usually if I see it once and never again, I'm like, okay, fake news. But if I start seeing it pop up a couple times throughout the week, I'm like, okay, I mean, this might be something behind the scenes that they're thinking about, but
so
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
they were going off of like how successful WrestleApalooza was, and that it's Hunter's creation, since it's something that Vince didn't think of. They're looking to be like, okay, well, let's try to either make new names for PLEs or make new shows that have nothing to do with Vince's old creations.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man, like, if you wipe off the name WrestleMania, it's not WWE anymore, dude.
Nope.
Like, it's just like that will be a sad day for us wrestling
that
fans.
will be. I mean, you're getting people leaving because of the ESPN stuff. There will be a hell of a lot more people that leave if you start renaming Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, the major three. If you start trying to think you're going to rename them,
there will be some sort of mass exodus on that front. Like, people
100%.
will leave because, like, that is what they all grew up aspiring to be, a part of those big name shows that people have known for decades, right? Like that.
Absolutely.
That would be an absolute abomination to wrestle culture, right? Like, it just would.
I can't even imagine that. But dude, this has been fun. I know we got to get out of here. You got school in the morning. I'm trying to get back on a better sleep schedule myself. But we will be back here, if not next week, in the next couple weeks, to be doing some more episodes for you guys. Enjoy episode 200 next week. Thank you all for sticking with us through the ups and the downs. We love you all. And if you guys are here for the first time, thank you for being here. To all our OGs, we love you. Make sure you're hitting us up at the handle and following us at the handle of One Set Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and right here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified when we upload. And Jim, let everybody know where they can hang out with us outside of our episodes.
That is the Facebook group One Set Fam. Again, that's the on Facebook, the number One Set Fam is where you can come hang out with us. It is our community hub where we interact with all of our podcast fan base. Anth, all love to you, everybody that's tuned in.
All love to you, brother.
200 episodes, 4 years going here. Pretty crazy stuff. We've gotten in, I think, with the exception of 2 weeks now that we've talked about, one a week. It's bananas to me. Like, we would have never thought. I mean, we were like, oh yeah, that'd be crazy. Like, I couldn't see, like, oh wow, one a week, every week, 4 years down. Like, it's just bonkers to me, dude.
Yeah, man.
I will say, congrats to John Cena on catching that Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw.
Congrats to Cena.
And I gotta say, on the back end of us saying, man, we feel bad for Hunter, I couldn't help but crack up at seeing the sign right in front of the hard cam that says Triple H sucks, dude. Dude, I was dying. And I was
man.
I was dying because I was watching the cameras try to jump around and dodge the sign, and they were showing I don't know if it was oh my God, I can't think of the name of what the drone cam, or it was the high up cam that was showing the Titantron, and on the Titantron you could still see Triple H sucks on it. I was losing it, dude.
Oh man.
But Triple H getting well, when I say getting, I mean Triple H put himself in that ring to basically piggyback the vibes of John Cena, getting that Boston crowd in there. I knew exactly what that was, but I was like, you know what, Triple H, I think you deserve it because you are going through a hell of a time being held down by the TKO corporate guys. Like that's, if you know, you know, like if you're smart fans like we are and understand like the whole workings around it, like I think you deserved it. People will badmouth him, especially the guy that made that sign. But I thought that was hilarious. Overall, congrats, John Cena. I can't believe that he is wrapping up his career in the ring. You and I are going to be doing an episode together covering that right after it happens. Not that Saturday night, but like that Monday night after. We are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about this tour. I think that's the next big thing that you and I are looking forward to after episode 200. And after that, these challenges are coming to fruition, man. They are happening. We got to get them done.
We're getting them done.
Yep.
Thank you all for being here. This has been One Set. We'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.